How are you?
Doing great.
Okay, if you could wave a magic wand and do one thing for families within your district tomorrow, what would you do?
Free daycare. I would make childcare free and accessible to all families. And look, that is a borderline impossible challenge, but I think it
Mm-hmm.
is a North Star that the state of Illinois can look towards. And when we're looking to grow our state
Mm-hmm.
and make it larger in terms of population
Yeah.
and in terms of the economy,
Yes.
daycare, childcare is one of those key unlocks that, not only is going to be so good for moms, for carers, for parents, it's also going to be great for employers and for
Yes.
companies and for
True.
our state.
Yes.
So if we can find a way to make sure that care workers are paid well
Mm-hmm.
and taken care of, that our daycare quality is high, and also that we have as many spots available as possible and bring
Mm-hmm.
that cost all the way down, hopefully to zero, I think that would just be a transformational investment in the future of Illinois.
Love it. Yes. I'm rooting for that, honestly. And preschool, universal
Yes,
pre-K.
absolutely.
Anything
Yes,
to help with the parents,
that's
working
right.
parents. And then my last question is, what has been the most challenging aspect of campaigning for you?
Hmm. My my dad passed away when I was a kid,
Okay.
and I didn't know him super, super well. And when I think about raising our two children, it's always in the back of my mind that I want to be as present as possible
Yeah.
throughout their lives.
I feel
And
that. Oh my God.
I think we've done a decent job of setting aside kind of the daycare pickup to bedtime.
Yes.
But the time away from them and the time away from Jess, it just builds. It is
I
challenging. It's
know. I
difficult.
feel it. And I'm not
Um,
even doing this and I
and
feel it.
it's a really important because that on one side that is sacred to me is being
Yes.
with my family. On the other side, there's nothing more important in a campaign than being present for the community.
Yes.
And so I want to be at as many
Time, putting
community
in the
events. I
time.
want to go to the
Yeah.
galas. I want to go to the openings. I want to go to the house parties. And so balancing those two things is always challenging.
Yeah. I feel that even just doing pink poster club work or ice patrol or whatever, it takes you away from your kids
Yeah.
significantly, a
Yeah.
significant amount of time.
Although what I love about Pink Poster Club is we've been able to bring the kids to your
Yes,
events.
that
So
is
your
true.
events
Yes, that
are,
is true. We try to do that because so many parents want to get involved, but
that's right.
how much time can you give up
And how
when you're pulled in so
often
many different directions?
That's so true. And
You
how
know?
often do older folks working in politics or volunteering in politics ask me, where are all of your peers? And the honest to God answer is they're with
Interesting.
their families.
Yes. And it does seem to be differently important to our generation of parents compared to how my parents talk about work and work life balance. Like I see a difference in our generation
Yes,
wanting that more so even than maybe like a ambition
yes,
is
yes.
a presence and a loving community and a loving family, and it's hard to balance all those things.
But it's such a positive thing.
Yes,
We are
it's
moving in the right
yes.
direction. We should
I
protect it. It is
100% agree with
delicate
you.
and
Yes,
beautiful.
yes.
Now we need to restructure society around a
To make it
better way of having
easier, to
families.
make it easier. Okay, I have one last question. You don't have to answer it.
Great.
Okay, how can I phrase this? Okay. White men are not that popular these days.
Yeah. Well, deservedly?
Or ever.
Question mark?
I don't know. So how are you deciding to use your privilege and be conscious of it and making, how do you handle that?
Yeah. I would say as a white
No offense.
No, it's a great question. It's a great
It's something I think about though too, because especially with the administration's attacks on diversity, on Black women, on immigrants, it feels important that we, keep that in mind. And when we are electing political leaders and moving forward, we do what we can to make sure we are listening to diverse voices and
Yeah.
choosing someone who will represent them.
Vitally important,
Yeah.
especially in a district that is as organized and as diverse as the
Yes.
9th State Senate
Yes.
district. And I think when in office, it's going to be vital that whoever is the state senator brings those voices to the table,
Mhm.
not just for planning, but for legislation.
Yes.
Brings folks down to Springfield with them and empowers them to make
Yes.
decisions with you, listening to all voices. But even on the campaign, I've really prioritized working with impacted groups,
Okay.
reaching out to community leaders of all religious denominations, elevating women in my campaign and making sure that I'm working really closely with women influencers, women
Yeah.
communicators, to make sure that we are, we're getting all perspectives in and we're communicating to everybody. Because that's the role of a public leader right now.
Yes.
And I think it's less about whether or not you have an identity and more about whether or not you are willing to cultivate representation as an attribute.
I
Because at
love
the end of
that.
the day, I'm going to go and represent the voters of the ninth
Right.
district.
Everyone.
And so I've got to bring all of their perspectives to bear.
Yes.
And that's the job. It's making sure it's findings where do my principles and perspectives and identities sit relative to my responsibility to represent everybody.
Thank you.